Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Animal Wisdom Tarot by Dawn Brunk, I believe. And it's illustrated by, right below it, Ola Leola. On the back here, if you're looking for this deck, at the bottom corner here in the yellow, CICO Books, I think it's .com. Yeah, so if you're looking for that, I believe you can still find it there. I think this is a newer deck. It should be on here probably, but my brain isn't finding it. So that's that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish, illustrated by Jesse Reish. I'll make Reggie box there. That way if you like any of the work or the illustrations or whatever you got going on, that's how you find it. Those are the people. Okay. Put this here. That's fun. This is most of my decks, I have them right side up because it's easier for people to follow. But once in a while a card says, nope, I'm going to do this backwards, I'm going upside down, and when it does, I keep it that way and we read it that way, so very interesting. Let's see what we're talking about. Oh, you got Crow. I love Crow energy. Very, very good. Okay, you got good things. Let's pull it together. Before I get too excited, let's just start the reading. You're starting off with the Six of Fossils and letting go. The Six of Fossils they're using as gorilla. So, gorilla energy, to me, seems to talk a lot about family energy, but a lot of Animal Kingdom connections do to me, so not for nothing. But this is give and take. Six of Pentacles is give and take, right? And I feel like whatever you've been dealing with, there's a turning point. I feel like this is seems like it's been going on for a while. There was a turning point where, you know what, the way I'll actually help this out is I'll just step out. I'm just going to step out for a moment. I'm just going to, I've done enough. I'm just going to step out from this piece, either from a piece of the situation or the situation altogether. You're just stepping back. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let somebody else take over. Whatever they want to do, it's fine. And at first it seems like they like that. Somebody's like, yep, that's what I wanted. I wanted this Sagittarius to back off, leave me alone, let me do what I wanted to do. They've got the Eight of Cups with the Joy. But this is weird because I feel that Eight of Cups is you kind of going. Am I right? Yeah, it's Eight of Cups, Eight of Shells. It seems like it's you kind of going. And they think that's a great thing at this point. Alright, so they do. That's what it is. I'm getting between you and this person due to this. It seems like a quick action with the Seeker of Branches. That's a fire card. It's more like the Page of Fire. Just kind of like that's what needs to be done, so that's what I'm going to do. There's healing between you and this energy. That's what they wanted. You're like, that's what they want. I'm going to do that. That's fine. No need to, push uphill on this one when it's not even necessary. So this seems to be a very pivotal moment for this situation. Kind of like, they want me out. I'm going to walk out. Okay. And they seem to like it at that moment. Now, the thing is with this, you've got some very interesting energy. There's the next phase. I think there's 3. But the second and third phase seems like they're close together. You've got Fertility, the Fool, and the Nine of Feathers. But for the Fool, they give you Coyote, which they label as the Trickster. They give you Crow, which is the Nine of Swords. I like Crow energy, though. This doesn't seem to be traditional the way I feel that energy. And then you get Fertility. All of this together is telling me you're standing your ground. I feel like this is where we're going with this. You're standing your ground. The Nine of Wands, or the Nine of Swords is usually like regret or denial or something like that, but I don't feel that for this. I feel this with the Crow energy, kind of like I'm standing my ground. You wanted me to step out. I've stepped out. You're watching, but you're not letting them know you're watching. You're paying attention. You see what's going on here. And they seem to be getting quite creative. Like literally, this is the creative card. They're kind of pulling fast ones over here, I think. It's almost like now that they got you out of the situation, they're kind of doing a lot of thinking, but they're not doing a lot of acting. I think that's, I'm getting a lot of like, and I think that's also the crow energy I'm feeling here. Kind of like you're watching that, and you're like, they're not really doing what they're supposed to be doing, and it looks like they might abandon this situation. That's another piece of the crow energy. Like when you see something, like the crows wait to the side, and if it's something is left behind and thrown or discarded away, they're like, well, if you're not going to use it, I'll go grab it. I'll use it myself. And that's kind of the crow energy. Like, I'll take care of that. I'll do that. Do something with that since nobody else is anyway. Because I don't see a lot going on. I see a lot of creativity, but not a lot of action. A lot of, like, maybe slow starts, maybe quick starts here and there, but nothing really coming of it. The reason you're watching is to keep everything from falling apart. I don't think things are falling apart here. I think you're kind of paying attention, and you're just waiting for your moment. You're waiting for them to kind of step away. And it's kind of like once they step away and they kind of leave it to the side, you're going to step back in and put it back in order. But this is going to have to be remembered, is what I'm also getting. Because literally, I feel like they're walking away from it. Whatever they wanted you to walk away from so they could have control of it, once they didn't have you to combat with, it's like they didn't really want it. And it wasn't as fun. So then they're like, oh, I don't really want that. I'm going to go to something else. They got the horse, which is the spirit of freedom here. And true love come to me upside down. They didn't really want control. They just thought they did. And once they got it, they gave up on it. It's not really that shocking because I've seen this kind of come together with Sagittarius before. Kind of like there's a certain energy that just bucks up against it. And it just, it's not, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that because I'm thinking of like a Sagittarius I know and a certain type of person who comes towards them and always seems to do that, tries to take what they have, and then when they get it, they don't really want it. And I'm getting like you have the 8 of fossils here with the divine guidance. When they walk away and they leave it to the side and they don't want it anymore, you quietly, peacefully walk back in and you take control and you put it back in line the way it's supposed to be. It's very diplomatic. I'm getting a very weird energy here because it's kind of like you're just trying to deal with this person without actually having to fight with them. It's kind of like you're getting your resolution by like getting them to get. It's almost like by giving them what they want, they abandon the situation, and that's how you kind of take care of the situation. I'm also getting when they try to come back, you're just kind of keeping them on the outside as much as possible. Kind of like I gave it to you, then you didn't want it, then you walked away. Now that I want it again, you're not letting them back in. It's kind of like, no, we already played this game. You said you wanted it, so I gave it to you and I left it to you. When it was yours, you didn't do anything with it, and then you abandoned it. Now that I take it back, because they're going to come back. I feel like they're going to try to come back, sorta. I don't know how far that's going to go, but they're going to be like, oh, okay, now I want it. And you're going to be, no, we're not playing that game. Because the only reason you want it is because I have it. We're not playing that game. So I feel like you're keeping them outside in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles. And the 3 of Wands is like, all right, it's enough of this game. We're done with you. That's it. Done with you. I'm not playing this game with you. I'm also getting like you're holding the line with this with the 9 of Branches. And the beauty is kind of like, it's annoying, but you're putting up like a stone face about it. You're not letting anybody know or that person know that that's annoying and that you've kind of figured them out because that's really obnoxious. You're pretending that there's not a problem with this person basically because there's no fixing it. It's kind of like, I could call this out, but they're not going to admit to anything. They're not going to say, oh yeah, that's right. I just wanted it because you had it. But then when I got it, when I had it all to myself, it wasn't really that great, so I gave it up. But now that you have it again, I want it. Like, it's just basically like jealousy. That's a version of jealousy, right? They just want it because you have it. That's literally why. They don't actually want it. It's funny when I think of jealousy. It's like because you want something another person has, so you want to take it from them. But in this version of jealousy, it's pretty much that, except they never really wanted it. They just wanted it because you have it, and you're going to have to hold the line with that because that's not going to get better. For some of you, this might be a moment to highlight a pattern. How often does a person do this to you? This might not happen always with the same person, but with different people who you do something really well. They decide they want it. Maybe you give it to them. Like, all right, fine, here, it's yours. And then when you see you give it to them, they don't really want it. They just kind of let it go to the side. The literal reason they want it is because you have it. So I feel like this might be like the whole point of this reading, to like see this person for like what they're doing and and it's kind of ridiculous, and maybe identify a pattern with other people too, and be like, wait a minute, maybe I need to be more aware of that, because I shouldn't be playing this game with these people, because they're just running me around in a circle just to play with me, and they don't really want what I have. They just don't want me to have it, which is really rude. Not that it wasn't rude anyway, but you know. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.